Rapper Jeezy is still with us. His album Church in These Streets drops on Friday. Looking forward to that. But let's talk a little NFL now. Your boy Cam's having a tremendous season in the MVP race, but obviously Andy Dalton, Tom Brady also leading their teams to perfect seasons as well. How does he stack up this year to win the MVP?
Man, he got to keep going hard. It's crazy because me and Cam actually used to have those conversations about quarterbacks, and I used to just tell him, you know, just how it was for him to be a young black man and actually be a quarterback, you know what I'm saying, in the NFL. And I used to always just push him, like, and just talk, but to me, it just seemed like he snapped into it, like he just got extremely focused, you know what I mean? Like, you know, he would talk about the team and just morale and everybody. I used to even tell him, like, this is a real conversation. I was like, you know, you the team captain. You got to keep everybody morale up. You got to be the glue. And, you know, obviously that's what he really did, because right now he's a real leader out there on that field. He's keeping everybody together and keeping the tempo of the game up. And I mean, just for him to be that young and be able to put that together, you know, that's crazy.
What did you used to tell him when people were getting on him earlier in his career, having a towel over his head, looking as if he was sulking? Because he clearly is, even though he's got the towel on his head still, he clearly is the leader. You see him out there smiling, having a good time, doing his thing. I mean, he has really matured into, he's exceeded expectations as far as I'm concerned based on what we're seeing him produce. But I'm wondering what you said to him during that particular moment in time where people were getting on him in his career because he didn't appear to be the kind of leader people knew he would need to be.
I mean, I definitely don't want to take his credit because he worked for it, but I was just encouraging him to get comfortable in what was going on, because, you know, he's from Atlanta, like, we from Georgia, so it's like, you know, we don't get those type of opportunities, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, he's young. You know what I mean? He's young, he's coming into a lot of money, you know, he's in a new situation. It's bigger than when he was going to school in college. It's a different focus. And I used to always tell him, like, man, that's your team. You do realize that, right? Those are your people. They're going to do whatever you show them to do. So if you focus and you on your A game, they're going to do the same. You know, you can't come in the locker room and not communicate with everybody and expect them to, you know, to jail. You know what I'm saying? And not that he wasn't communicating. I'm just saying, like, you have to take the lead because you're the quarterback.
Well, when Steve Smith wasn't brought back and he ended up in Baltimore, one of the excuses they used was that it needed to be Cam's locker room, and Steve Smith was in the way. That's what we got, at least, you know, privately from the Carolina Panthers organization. Could you tell us, is there any truth to that?
Nah, I can't gossip. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in the locker room. But I will say that what's going on with Cam now is something special. You know what I'm saying? And I seen it in his eyes the last time I saw him, that he wants to win and he wants to be great. He wants to be as great as Tom Brady and everybody else, because you got to just imagine that when you talk great quarterbacks, it's only a few. You know what I mean? And I know he wants to be one of those guys, and I think now that, you know, it's starting to come around, I only think he can get better because he got to get more comfortable. Because now he's winning and people are cheering for him, and, you know, he's this Atlanta kid, and it's just like, you know, this could be big, you know what I mean? Especially for someone like yourself, because he's so young. He got a lot of time to grow and get better and become more experienced and, you know, all that stuff. So I'm just proud of him. I got to be real. I'm just proud because I actually seen him go from what you're talking about to where he is now. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal.
Let's talk about Cam's division rival. You were Atlanta through and through, born and bred.
I knew you was coming with that.
Falcons got off hot, hot as Cam got off. And now they've fallen to, what, 6-3? What's your gut feeling about where they're heading?
I mean, it ain't looking good. I think it's the exact opposite that's going on in that locker room. I think that, you know, the quarterback, he's a great quarterback, but I can't say he's a great leader.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Matt Ryan. I mean, he's a good dude. You know, he's a great dude, but I just can't say he's a great
I'm with you on that. I would agree with you.
I can't just say he can just take the team and say, hey, I'm like, you know, and by the way, like, just not even getting off the subject, I feel like Drew Brees was a great leader. Like, he get in there. I can't say his skills, but I've seen him in action. He pumped them guys up, and you know what I mean. He talk to them and he get them going. And I just feel like sometimes, you know, if you're the quarterback, you have to take the lead. You know what I mean? And you got to keep the team going. I think Atlanta is a great team, though. I mean, we always get close. We always get close. You know, I got my Super Bowl outfit picked out right now. One day. You know what I'm saying? One of these days.
Stephen A.
Well, listen. No. Oh, I didn't. I thought you wasn't finished. Skip.
No,
I'm thinking about Carolina right now.
Right.
Does Cam talk to you about any particular team he worries about within the NFC? Does he talk to you about how we've got to bring our A game because this team is a team that we have to worry about? Or does he just have a nonchalant attitude, believing that no matter who comes in his way, he's going to take it?
He's very nonchalant, man. You know, Cam just, I mean, he's just living the life right now, man. I mean, everything, you know, he's doing it just working out for him. And it's just like, you know, I don't want to compare the two, but just like, you know, up-and-coming entertainer. Once you get that light and people feel you and you feel that they feel you, like, you're unstoppable. You just, you know, you're outworking everybody. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. And I just think with him right now, he just wants it so bad that I don't think that he's even looking at everything as like an opponent. I think he's just looking at it all together, like, I got to take this. Because I never heard the words Cam Newton and Super Bowl together, and I'm hearing them. Yeah. And that to me is impressive.
You're also close with Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, that's my guy.
When you speak with him, give us your insight into his level of frustration with the future of his New York Knicks.
I never ever heard him say anything about you know, no frustrations, but I just know that Carmelo is a Knick to heart. Like he's like the Spike Lee of that thing. Like he's. You know, when you think of New York, you think of Carmelo Anthony when you think of the Knicks. And I don't think how rough it gets. I mean, I don't know personally how he feels, but I don't see him, like, even thinking of bailing on that team like that. Because he is New York City. And he does a lot for New York City, just even him and his wife and, you know, just that whole situation. They're like a big pillar.
Power couple, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it just makes being New York. So I see him, I mean, you know, the best thing you do is get a better team around him. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
I knew this was coming.
Right. He set me up, right?
Yep.
Let me tell you something, Jeezy. Let me tell you something.
Talk to me.
I love me some Carmelo Anthony. That's my man.
Right.
But I got to ask you this question. He has not ever played in an NBA Finals. He's over 30 now.
Right.
I know Lala's doing her thing. She's on Power, my favorite show with Amari Hardwick and Fitty and all of them. I love that show, okay? I know what she's doing with herself. She's got a burgeoning career. We know what Carmelo Anthony, we know he loves his money, and he's right to love his money. He's big time. But you trying to tell me he a Knick to heart to the point where if the Knicks in the Eastern Conference are tugging back and forth at even being relevant towards making the playoffs, when you've got your future dwindling before your very eyes, because Father Time's going to catch up. You trying to tell me just stay with the Knicks no matter what?
I mean, look,
that's his attitude?
If it was, I'm an over-loyal person, so I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm quite sure he has lots of money. So I would do what, you know, me personally, I would do what came first to heart, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't see him anywhere else, you know what I mean? I don't know where he sees himself, but if I saw him on the Cavaliers, I don't know, you know what I mean, for me, you know what I mean? It's just like, even like with Bron, when he went back to Cleveland, you know, I know that was a personal decision, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think it had a lot to do with money. I think it had a lot to being like, I want to go back and represent this team because they got me to where I was. I got my ring. I'm back now. You know, they was burning my man jerseys. Like, you know, they had to hurt his heart. You know what I mean? So, you know, you look at Carmelo, you kind of see the same thing. Like, if he goes somewhere, like, you know, where would he go to? I mean, but you might know, though.
Yes, he might, but he's not going to tell us either. Jeezy, real fast, we have to go to break. Your album comes out Friday, Church in These Streets. Give me one song to help me get up in the morning when that alarm goes off at 5 or work out too.
It's called Just Win. Just Win.
All right. First one we're going to download for sure. Thank you so much. So appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Steve.
Got it.
All right.
Great, man.
Beautiful. Appreciate it.
Up next, the second installment of the college football playoff rankings were released last night. You might be surprised by some of the moves. Notre Dame is in, but should they be? We'll react to that on the other side of the break.